preacher's picks of the week. The preacher's picks of the week. The preacher's picks of the week. Yeah. The preacher's picks of the week. The preacher's picks of the week. The preacher's picks of the week. Yeah. It's time for the preachers to give their picks of the week. So sit down, get your pen and paper, listen up while the preachers teach. It's time for the preachers to give their picks of the week. It's your choice. You ride with Mills or you ride with preachers.
All right, and we are live. We are live. We are live. We are live. How y'all fellas doing today? I think everybody need to unmute themselves.
I'm good. I'm good.
Got me feeling like Millie out here.
I know.
It's Friday. It's Friday. I just went and got me some Vices. I'm about to turn up for Friday night, baby.
Okay. Mills, how you doing?
Good, man. Black Mamba jersey's coming out tonight, so you know what that means.
I don't know what that mean.
I don't.
Black Mamba.
Lakers about to end this series real quick. LeBron about to go for 45.
You wearing your Kobe jersey tonight?
I ain't got a Kobe jersey, bro.
Okay. Rad, how you doing today, man?
I'm good, man. Ready to talk some fantasy, ready to talk some DFS, man. I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, this is we had to combine the shows for you. We had to give the people what they wanted. This is not, we think it's a sports show podcast. I know we have, the gang, the crew back. But this is Everybody Eats B. Everybody Eats B. This is our fantasy / daily fantasy / we got your sports betting picks. We just a hodgepodge of everything. Whatever you need, we got it. You know what I'm saying? As my one good friend told me, like a good neighbor, Sam is near, Mike is near, Rad is near, Mills is near. You feel me? All right. So we here for y'all. We here for the people. We understand fantasy is a big part of so many of our lives, and we're here to take care of you. We're here to let you know who you should start, who you should sit. We're here to let you know how to win some money. All in good fun, all in good laughs. You know what I'm saying? So
about that money.
Yeah. So
all about the Bills like Buffalo.
And let me tell you, for all those who are watching right now, I'm gonna tell you after the show tomorrow. Mike, I don't know what Mike is drinking. We can't see
President
it.
Cup.
Yeah.
A Pyrex, like my guy Benny. Shout out to Benny.
But tomorrow, stay tuned. We're coming with our Overdue Bills podcast. We'll be, look out for that one. Everything Bills, all Bills. All right. So we can move into some good things. What I want to do is give it a little update on this fantasy season. Especially our league. We are all in a league together. And this week, something very interesting is happening. Something very, very interesting is happening. But what I want to do is go to Mike first real quickly. Mike, can you talk about the COVID situation, man? This was a crazy week. This was a crazy week, Mike. I need you to walk us through. And the reason why I'm going to Mike is our commissioner, and I'm going to say it to everybody. Mike is a wonderful commissioner. He's doing a great job this season. The past couple of seasons been a little rocky. Maybe, his power has been abused maybe once or twice, but that's neither here nor there. We're not talking about last season. But this season, he's doing a really good job with this COVID situation. Mike, can you just give us, a little update on the COVID situation? How do you feel about it? And how are you as a commissioner helping us navigate through this difficult time?
I think to be a good commissioner, I think you also have to be a manager or owner in another league and see how other commissioners do it. And whenever people complain about stuff, be like, okay, I don't want to do that. Let me bring over to the other league. You good, Bree? You all right?
Remember how Rad was getting loud our last podcast Tuesday? You just got real loud.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my mic, but pretty much when we started this whole thing, I knew COVID. I said it was no way. I think I was the only one out of the four of us that thought COVID would affect the season. Y'all said it's gonna go through the hitch. If they people are sick and they sick and blah blah blah, they gonna play the game. I said there's no way. We seen baseball try, they couldn't do it. So I asked everybody in the league, in our league is $100. And then we have like the 2-time pool, which we can talk about at some point. But it's $100. I said we could lower it and just do business as usual, or keep it at 100, and we can add like 5 IR spots. We can work with each other, because if you lose Derrick Henry for 2 weeks, because the Tennessee Titans are going to parties and holding practices at prep schools, that's not your fault. So you shouldn't be penalized that. And $100 is a lot of money. So I'm like, let's all work together. It's called the Real Man's Fantasy League, because we are all like really friends. So at the end of the day, I want to win, but I don't want to screw y'all to do it. So we've been doing a pretty good job. I mean, I will fleece Mills out of a trade, but that's different than like, oh, Mills, you lost Cam Newton, Ryan Tannehill, and Derrick Henry. Good luck. So I don't want to do that. So we've been pretty flexible, letting people drop people and pick up other people. Like Mills had to drop Ryan Tannehill because he needed a quarterback. But since he was able to drop him to waivers and he was safe, nobody else could just go bid on him and pick him up. So we've been doing a pretty good job. In other leagues, it's been mayhem. People have been complaining, and people was like, well, I added 2 bench spots for this. 2 bench spots? What is that? People are losing teams. You telling me I got 2 extra bench spots? Well, thank you for that. So people are really upset. So I hope we just get through the season. I think we just keep working together. And I say, if we make it through all 16 games, if people can roster a full team, that's a good thing. So just keep working together, fellas.
Appreciate that, Commissioner. Hopefully things will be all right. But what I want to do real quickly, Last week I asked Mills and Money who was the worst players in fantasy. And I'm not going to ask that in our fantasy league. I'm not going to ask that. But something interesting has happened this week. Interestingly enough, in our Will Man's Fantasy League, I'm playing Mills. And Mike is playing Rad. It's the craziest thing that I was like, wow, that's crazy. So we all playing each other. So I'm gonna go to Rad. Rad, you are you won. I'm gonna say that for the people, let the people know you won the fantasy league last year. You were victorious. I know Mike has this belt behind him, but really that's a Rad belt for right now. Rad is his team is taking his team is taking a turn for the worse, people. They're not doing necessarily good as we speak. I believe he just lost to Mills last week, if I'm not mistaken. So what I'm gonna ask Rad, how are you feeling? First of all, you being on the mountaintop, now being on the valley low, and how are you going to right the ship, man? What's going on, man? Talk to us.
I'm not real concerned. I drafted a good team. I averaged like a 135.
He was tilting.
Tilt picks.
Nah, I averaged like 135 points a week, and I can't pick who my opponent is, and all I can do is try to pull out the best team, and I'm like 4th in scoring. So if I keep that up, I believe I'll turn the ship around. Also, Eckler went out. I had also Eckler going. He went out that week. Went out last week. He had like a point or 2 before he went out, so that hurt me. But besides that, I think I'm good.
I hurt you, bro.
Oh,
he went through the tables.
Through the tables, bro. You see him right there.
He got a lucky trade, last minute trade that helped him. And without that trade, he got
I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's a fact. But that was a good trade. I give you kudos for that. That was a good trade.
That's fantasy. You know what I mean? That's fantasy.
Yeah, that's how it works.
I'd say fleece Tony for Odell Beckham, but that's neither here nor there. So Mills, man, talk to me, man. Mills, it was some. How can I say this? Some action in another chat, another league. Mills happens to be 4-0, and another league that we're in together. I'm playing him in that league. This is crazy, and I'm playing Mills in our Real Man's Fantasy League. His team is taking off. Mills, talk to us. Talk to us about your team and how do you plan to stay paused on top?
As you guys know, I'm gonna let the world know I am the person to beat at the moment. 4-0. Top points. My team is just performing the way they should perform.
Oh my God.
my running backs are just great. Like you spoke of earlier, off the show, running backs are very, very important, in fantasy. And I got, one of the best running backs in the league right now as my number one. And I got a good waiver pickup, early in the season, who ended up being a great player, a workhorse. They've pretty much been carrying my team, those two players.
You should say
And,
their name.
and surprisingly,
Who is it? Who is it?
oh, James Robinson. For those of you who don't know,
Yes. Nobody knows.
Yeah, was it no?
I don't know what he's talking about.
You
Yeah.
said their names, Mills.
he was a great filler.
And then who's your number one running back?
My number one running back is Kamara, Alvin Kamara.
There you go.
One of the best running backs in the league right now. The best running back in the league at this moment.
Yes. He is.
And then everybody else is playing their part. I was very, very, very shaky at the wide receiver position. But then Tyrod, sad to say, he lost his starting position. And my boy Keenan Allen been getting 12 targets a game. That's been keeping me, alive. And like I said, I'm the man to beat. Like Preach said, I'm in another league with him. And the owner already put out there. The commissioner already put out there. He paying people to beat me.
It's a bounty on Mills. It's a bounty on Mills.
Hey, man.
Y'all,
So I'm putting in work, man.
that was my brother. I don't know why he even put that nonsense out. But Mills is losing at least 2 times. So he only's in 2 leagues, so he's gonna lose to me both times. We all know that. But we just wanted to give some quick fantasy talk. It's kind of fun that we're all, we're playing each other. That's what really brings out fantasy. The fact that we can all joke and throw some things out there. I'm gonna put a picture in here later. Of Mills, his losing picture. I'm gonna let everybody else see it. No, I'm not gonna do that. These guys know what I'm talking about. But we don't want to be here all day. We want to give y'all some good fantasy stuff, give y'all a couple good picks, and get some DFS stuff, and we're gonna keep it moving. All right. So I'm just want to say this real quickly, just for all those fantasy players. Understand, the Bills and the Titans is playing Tuesday at 7:00, but that game will count. He must got the Titans. But that game will count for this week. All right? So just let off in. That game will count for this fantasy week. They moved the Patriots and the Broncos to Monday at 5:00. So hopefully Cam, should play. Maybe we'll see. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna go to Rad first because what I want to do is Rad, let us know some notable players that's out that you could talk about real quickly. Some notable players. You could just give some fantasy advice on that.
Well, Julio's out. Julio's been ruled out.
Okay.
He would have a hamstring or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Is Mostert playing? You was telling me.
Oh yeah, Mostert. I don't know. He practicing. Him and Debo Samuel are practicing, so they probably playing.
Jimmy Garoppolo playing?
Jimmy G is playing. He's
Okay.
suiting up.
Okay.
He's suiting up.
Anybody else got?
taking the field.
Yeah, Flacco taking the field over.
Flacco's
Yeah.
Le'Veon Bell was scheduled to play as well.
Yep, he's
Le'Veon
back.
Bell was playing.
He's off of IR.
IR.
Anybody else? Anybody could think of a notable player that's coming back to play?
They want Cam to play. Seemed like Cam might have a return. Cam might play.
Look like it.
We'll see.
You need to.
It's looking like he's playing.
Okay, we're really, to be honest, we're at a standstill. Some players are questionable, doubtful, so we do not know. We don't necessarily know. A lot of players were limited. A lot of players did not practice this past week. It was kind of a weird week. But so we're gonna see what's gonna happen. But nonetheless, we can move forward. And I wanna do this. I wanna get this out the way so we can get some fantasy stuff. Because I want to get this disclaimer to all those who watch this. There may be some people who know me and Mills. We are the preachers on the show. We really are preachers. I want to give this disclaimer as we gave in our video to start. This is only for fun. Me and Mills are about to give our picks. You know what I'm saying? We call them holy numbers. They got a little juice on them. I'm gonna just throw that out there. So if you go to the casino, Mike said it on previous shows. All we ask you to do is tithe. That's it. We don't ask a lot. We just ask you to give 10% to whatever church you go to. Prayerfully, it's in the name of Jesus Christ. All right, we got that. Yeah.
Keystone Baptist Church need a little couple dollars on.
Mike, you gotta chill. But so listen, but no, seriously, this is really only for fun. It's really a bit that we're doing because we got preachers. We're giving these picks. All right. So Millie, start off with your Your lock of the week. Give me a pick, man. We got 3 picks coming. What's your first one?
My first pick is one with the underdog. We got Jacksonville versus Houston. Surprisingly, both teams are pretty mediocre at the moment. Houston is 0-4. Jacksonville is 1-3. But they actually have Jacksonville as the underdog going into this game. I think Houston is playing terrible right now. New coaching is over there right now, so I don't think this would be the week that they, turn over to the winning side of the game. So I'm going Jacksonville plus 5.5. I'm going with the stash, man. I think Minshew going to have a good game. And I'm going Jacksonville.
Wow.
That's a lot of points.
That's insane is what
one.
that is.
Tough one.
I'm gonna be honest to the public. I don't really like the lines on a lot of these games. It's funny because I thought we was doing this Tuesday, so I got 6 picks, but I'm gonna give you my player specials. My player specials been hitting, and really there's been a shift to player specials, and a lot of the sharp talk, and sharp meaning that the people who have a lot of money. For those of you who are quote unquote gamblers out there, but. My first pick is Teddy Bridgewater. No, scratch that. My first pick is Mike Davis, running back from the Panthers.
Carolina.
Yeah. Over 37.5 receiving yards. Over 37.5 receiving yards. It's a lot. Minus 112. Book it. Bing.
That's a fact.
Mills, what's your second pick?
Second pick, you know me. I make it simple, man. I don't do all that stuff Preach do. But I'm going Atlanta versus Carolina, man. I'm going money line. I'm going Atlanta.
What?
I think Atlanta is due for a win, man. I don't think Carolina got the firepower to put up the numbers that Atlanta could put up. I think Atlanta's averaging somewhere between 30 and 33 points a game. When Carolina's, giving you about
the other teams are averaging 40.
Right, but Carolina can't gonna give you 40. They only give
Bro,
you 20
us four could give Atlanta 40 right now.
I don't think Carolina got it in. I don't think Bridgewater got it in to give you, 30 plus points. Mike Davis
last week
playing a decent game. He did do it last week. I think he had 2 rushing touchdowns too. But I don't think he'd be that active in a rushing game this week. But I'm going Atlanta money line.
Okay. I apologize. My cousin, I'm about to tell him to watch the show. He just sent me a text. Is this a good trade? And I may bring it up later. I'm trying to tell him it might be the worst trade I've ever seen in my life. But my second pick, it's in line with Mills, but I'm going DJ Chark. Over 56.5 receiving yards.
That was hilarious.
DJ Chark, he's gonna get at least 57 yards receiving against the Houston Texans. Houston Texans is terrible. I think it's gonna be
they got a decent corner over there, right?
Yeah, I mean they're all bad, but they got I think 2 people was hurt out of their defense in the secondary. I'm not sure if it's the person you're talking about. I think his last name is Blast or Betts or something like that. Whatever the case is, DJ Chark over 56.5 receiving yards. Book it. Millie.
Like Pre said earlier, man, the spreads were kind of, iffy this week. But I'm going to go with I think this team is going to still be hot coming out of last week. Like y'all stated earlier, I got a good trade last week for fantasy. And Odell Beckham put me
Who
on
phone is that?
against Rat.
It's one of ours because I just texted the group chat. So I don't know who. Y'all got to figure it out. But Mills, who you got?
I'm going money line. I'm going Cleveland versus the Colts. I'm going money line.
Wow.
I think the Colts are great defensively, but I think they're struggling on offense. I think the Browns' defensive line is going to get a lot of sacks against Phillip Rivers. And I think that Cleveland has what they need to put up, just the right amount of points to win a game. So I'm going Browns.
Took some tough games.
Yeah, Mills doing pick'em games. I don't know.
Mills took some tough games.
A lot of tough games this week.
Yeah, maybe he knows something we don't know. I struggle with this last pick. I'm gonna be honest. But I'm gonna give it to you real quickly. Carson Wentz over 14.5 rushing yards against the Steelers, and the rationale behind that is the Steelers are gonna get after him. TJ Watt is playing.
Yeah, sack goes negative rushing yards, right?
That's fine. I think
No,
Carson.
I think it's passing. It's passing. Sack is passing.
Oh, is it okay?
Carson Wentz is he's gonna be running for dear life here. They don't really have the weapons. Deshaun Jackson is out. Alshon Jeffries is still out. It's rough. Dallas Goedert is out. So I mean, huh?
Will he get benched this week?
Who?
Carson Wentz?
Absolutely not.
He's
No.
not getting benched.
But-
Y'all be bugging.
He's not gonna get benched. But that's our picks.
It's not his fault. Like the team
it's not his fault.
It's nobody. It's
Well,
really nobody around him.
He's not playing necessarily great, but
I know.
it is not his fault.
Jalen Hurts not coming in and
And you're not
around
benching
him.
somebody you paying $100 million guarantee to. Like, you're not doing that.
Yeah.
You going to stick it out until you get hurt or something, bro. You playing. Like, it's point back period.
Yeah, so that's our picks. Hopefully you put them in. Like I said, if you win, please pay your tithes. Thank you. All right, we can move on. We're going to have a retirement party. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have a retirement party. And what we're going to do is talk about some people that, at one point they had it going on. They was the man on the street, man on the block.
Got it going on.
They was the people you wanted to have on your fantasy team, but now it's curtains. It's just as simple as that. It's curtains. We're going to 86 them. And the first person I want to bring up is AJ Green. I want to know from you fellas, is it a retirement party or do we still got something left in the tank? Mike.
I mean, Joe
My
Burrow
boy. This
is
my boy. AJ
Man,
Green, boy.
And this is struggling for me, right? It's tough for me because I don't want to speak with my heart because I went to the ends of the earth for him. Pause. And it saved me, but it burned me one time too. Pause. So I would say this: Joe Burrow is throwing for 300 plus yards a game. So if you get a quarterback that's doing that, you might want to hold on to his receivers. So that's what I would say. Just because Joe Burrow is throwing so much, eventually AJ Green gonna get some of that love. And I don't think the Cincinnati is a great team, so he gonna have to throw for a lot of yards for them to keep up in games. I know Mixon had a great game last week, but he's not playing Jackson this week. So he's playing Baltimore. I imagine a lot of passing from Burrow this game to try to keep up with the Ravens. So I wouldn't retire him yet. If you got him on your team, he probably not one of your top receivers right now anyways. So I would hold on to him.
Wow. Mills, what you feel? Should you hold on or are you retired?
I agree with Mike. I think AJ 31, somewhere around there. He's battling, a little, leg injury. He stated he's working, to get to where he was previously, before the injury occurred. I think he still have, a ton of upside. He's a big target. He's a deep threat. Like Mike said, Burrow's throwing a lot of passes, man, 300 yards, pretty much a game. Even though he seems to be the third option over there, I think once he becomes, fully healthy, we're only in week 4. Once he becomes fully healthy, and get that chemistry with the young quarterback, I think he can be a consistent player in the league. I think he has a good about, 2-3 more years in him.
Rad?
Retire. Y'all
What are y'all
bugging.
talking about?
Yeah, y'all bugging.
Hey, what?
I gotta retire AJ Green because Mike said it really. Your quarterback, you it's not very much better situations as far as targets, opportunities, amount of yards, being a senior receiver. T. Higgins outshining. He the rookie, right? Tyler Boyd is the number 1. T. Higgins is the number 2. And once again, like I said, Burrow is throwing the ball 50 times a game. And it's not like you're not getting targets. One game he had like 12 targets for like 3 catches. Like we talk about fantasy. I'm assuming he talk about fantasy, not like in real life, Mills. But fantasy wise, it's too much going on. Injuries, COVID. You can't afford to have somebody like that on your bench unless you just got A1 everywhere and COVID didn't affect you or injuries didn't affect you. But if it did, you definitely got all the right to drop AJ Green. He should be he in Dumpsterville. Dump him, cut him. I want to hold on to him. It's better options out there. I would rather have T. Higgins over AJ Green.
Yeah, AJ Green's done.
It's not about better options, bro. It's about retiring him or keeping him.
Retire.
Who cares about the better options right now? No, he don't retire.
The whole point is
I get what?
What?
If
What do you mean? It don't matter about better options.
He had 5 targets and 3 yards last game. Like he's done. So it was against Jacksonville.
Oh.
They're the worst team in football besides the Jets. What are we talking about?
Well, listen. Well, it depends, right? Is it 10 man or 12 man? Because I'm looking
It
at
don't matter.
our waiver wire.
It does not matter.
Brandon Cooks is like the top wide receiver.
He should be retired.
Like,
Him too.
AJ Green?
He's next. Brandon Cooks was next. He should be retired. Dunzo.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Well, if I'm just saying, if you gonna keep, I'm not saying play him, but you saying retire him.
Yes.
Or keep him. If you, it's not like you dropping him. You picking up another receiver that's going to play.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I just told you who on the waiver wire. You retired.
For all those
somebody like Jameson Crowder was on the waiver wire last week. I'd rather have a Jameson.
Well, that's
Crowder
because I had to drop him. He shouldn't have been.
I agree that.
Laviscus Chenault is on there.
Laviscus Chenault.
Yeah, like yeah.
It's way more people that's literally just catching the ball and doing something with the targets. He's
done.
You can't. I'm not saying it won't change, but as of right now, today, he's not worth the add or drop. He's worth the drop. He got to drop him.
Okay. Especially with all this COVID. We're gonna be a little more rapid. You know what I mean? But retirement party. Let's bring T.Y. Hilton. Bring him. Ding. Mills, how do you feel? Oh, sorry. Rad, you say it. Retire?
Retired, man.
Mike?
Phil, yeah.
Yeah, well, Phillip Rivers is. I mean, I say he was done. Phillip Rivers was done when the season started. He can't really throw the ball super long. T.Y. That's where he made most of his hay was deep balls and.
Pause.
And trust me, pause. Trust me, I have him. I have him on my team, and it's unfortunate he can't get in my lineup.
Yeah, he does. Mills.
I agree.
Okay. All right. Moving right along. This is gonna be a tough one for some people, but I want to bring Mark Ingram to the retirement party, man. I listen. We can say what we want to say. The man is garbage, man. Hot garbage. Like he has not done anything this season. I think him and J.K. Dobbins is for like at least the rankings. They're like I think 40 and 41 or somewhere near that in running back rankings. They're right next to each other. Is it a retirement party for him, Brad?
I won't retire him yet because he and I don't wish no injury on nobody, but he injured away from getting more of the low pause. So
yeah, we gotta relax.
I think it's tough. It's COVID, so you gonna have to if you got to drop somebody. The Ravens backfield is potentially drops field for that, but I understand keeping him because he injured away from being who he was last year.
That's a shame. He's an injury away now. Mike, retire.
I guess it depends on your backfield, but I wouldn't, right? Because like in my one league, my team is so stacked. I got nothing but handcuffs. I got Alexander Madison. I got Latavius Murray. I got Dobbins. So if you can stash Mark Ingram. Just in case with COVID, injury, to have any running back of that Ravens, if they become the quote unquote workhorse because injury and whatnot, you gotta have them. You gotta have them.
Okay, Mills.
Man, I agree with everybody else. And like you said, like they said, Ravens is a high scoring team. They have potential to get in the red zone wherever they feel like it. Kind of similar to Kansas City. And Mark Ingram, he's a touchdown dependent back. He's like a Jordan Howard. When you get in the red zone, you want to feed your big back.
How many touchdowns Jordan Howard got? Camille's bring him up as the
he got about 5, back. Bro. He scored every game, bro.
Yeah, Jordan Howard, he's scoring. That's only he getting maybe 2 yards a game, but he's getting the touchdown. But the thing about that is Mark Ingram is not getting all the goal line touches.
Yeah, it's hot hand.
Right, yeah.
You don't know when to play him.
And Lamar Jackson. Jackson.
That's the hard thing. You don't know when to play him, but they get a lot of opportunities down on the red zone.
That's
area,
true.
So.
But he ain't getting them. Moving right along. I'm gonna give you these two names.
I won't play Mark Ingram unless he became a clear number one option at this point. Like it's not. I'm not like. I'm not playing anybody right now.
The end issue is that Gus Edwards getting too much work. He getting enough to be annoying.
Well, Gus Edwards got like 200 carries last year. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
It's
JK to be annoying.
Keeper, bro.
It's J.K. Dobbins. It's J.K. Dobbins. They just split.
It would have been a bad keeper, Mills. He's not doing anything.
All right, two names that we're gonna get out of here. Phillip Rivers, retire.
Bro, he should retire in real life, like literally in real life.
Okay,
I said that 2 years ago.
Dwayne Haskins, retire.
Like in real life, or you talking about?
I'm talking about real life.
He got benched anyway.
So is it let Dwayne Haskins go forever?
He ain't. If Dwayne Haskins should not be on your fantasy team.
Is he Jamarcus Russell? Is what I'm asking.
Nah, he's not Jamarcus Russell.
Okay, all right. That was just.
Well, I don't think he's gonna get a lot of opportunities after this because black quarterbacks normally don't once they get benched. But he's not Jamarcus Russell because like we talked to my guy Big Jerkle, Jamarcus Russell was just walking around Oakland with mink song and just eating out and getting fat. I think Haskins putting in the work. I just don't think the Washington football team is a good team, and I don't think he is good enough to bring them up. So, unfortunately, I think that's not looking good.
Okay, we'll see. All right.
Who? What about AP? Retire?
Absolutely not. AP is still serviceable.
In fantasy?
Yeah, he's getting like 10, 12 carries a game. I think the first 2 games he had over 70 yards.
In standard leagues, he's valuable.
He's
in standard leagues, yes, but in PPR, no.
PPR.
Yeah. I mean, if you're in a pinch, just play him. You get like 7, 8 fantasy points in our league. It's enough to fight another day.
Yeah.
But okay. So I just wanted to have a little fun with that. We're gonna move on. Real quickly. I want to talk about trade candidates. People that we're buying, people that we selling. Selling meaning that you either sell high or you just selling for parts, man. You just like, all right, man, I need something. You're just giving them away. So what I want to do is we're gonna have a round table. I want to go around the room to see what's a person you're kind of eyeing. I know it's kind of tough because we're all in the same league, and once you say it, we're just driving up the price of that player. But that's the price of having a podcast. So my trade candidate real quickly is just Chris Carson. I think Chris Carson is a workhorse. Last week he was supposed to be injured going into the week, but yet and still he got me 2 touchdowns. I mean, he played hard football. He's the clear number 1. Nobody's taking his spot. They're in a million scoring opportunities. I think if you can try to get Chris Carson, I think rest of the season Chris Carson is a top 8, top 5 fantasy back. He's getting the passing work, rock solid. Mike, who you got?
I wouldn't trade for this person myself. I mean, I guess it depends, right? Because I think this person, you could get this person for the low. And I that's David Johnson. Because Bill O'Brien is gone. And Romeo Crennel, it's not like he's some beacon of great hope. But when he was a head coach, he 2 times out of the 7 years, he had like 2 like top 10 running games. So I think he is going to try and really get back to that running game with Houston and really make David Johnson a workhorse. So if that's what he's going to do, then I think you could get David Johnson for almost probably nothing right now because that's how bad he's been. And it's a chance, like a new coach. It's like, okay, let me take a chance. I personally wouldn't do it, but if you need somebody like that, then maybe. Because Romeo Crennel, I think he's gonna run the ball a lot over there because I think that's his calling card.
Mills, who was you trading for? Player that you eyeing?
Player that I'm eyeing is David Montgomery.
Okay.
I don't really have much faith in Nick Foles. I don't think he's capable of, being consistent and, great in the passing game. Tyreek Cohen is out. I think Montgomery is going to see get more carries, week in and week out. And I think when they need to score points, he's going to be the one to get the ball in the end zone. So I'm eyeing David Montgomery. The
issue with that though, I don't know, I don't think nobody's going to trade him because everybody know that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it depends.
The thing is, the question was who am I eyeing?
Yeah,
that's who I'm eyeing. That's who I want.
Oh, okay. All right. That's why for example, my David Johnson, I probably could get him for nothing right now. People would probably just give him away. Somebody may drop him.
Well, I just traded him.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. But you traded him for Odell Beckham. I think you could trade. I think I could trade somebody Cole Beasley right now. Okay, not Cole Beasley, but you're just saying I think I could get David Johnson for low. I don't think you could get David Montgomery for low. But if you can't get David Montgomery, I don't hate it.
I mean, it all depends. I mean, we said that, but I didn't think that Mills could get Odell Beckham for what he got him for, but he got him. I'm just saying, we don't know. So I mean, if you could just try. I mean, he's a person that you're eyeing. Yeah. Rat, who you got?
I'm not gonna give away no secrets, so I'm gonna say Tyler Boyd. I'm
my God.
I'm eyeing Tyler Boyd. I think Burrow's throwing the ball 40 times a game. He is his number 1. He got 30 targets this year. He top 8 in targets or something like that. I think he's going to finish as a top 10 wide receiver this year that nobody thought about. And I think Tyler Boyd is somebody you should eye in trades.
All right. So let's transition. I want the people to know, who should you be selling? Like, you not so much you gotta get rid of them, man, or you're trying to actively move them. Maybe it's after like a high week they just had a high fantasy week. You can try to get rid of them as quickly as you can, benefit off that week. It's just to start it off to give you an idea where I'm going. Honest to God, I think it's gonna be tough probably after this week, but you should try to trade Jonathan Taylor. And I'm going to tell you why. Jonathan Taylor is terrible. I don't think he's a good running back. In my opinion, like, all we've heard throughout this whole offseason is the Indianapolis Colts has the best offensive line in football. Jonathan Taylor just had 13 carries for 67 yards. Somebody tell me what he's doing. Like, if you watch the game, all he did was run behind the line and just run right into him. I would name another player who did that on a high school team, but they told me to stop doing that. So if you could trade Jonathan Taylor just off the fact that, he's a workhorse, and, maybe you could probably get like a James Conner. You could get a David Montgomery and maybe something else. You can maybe get a David Montgomery and just an ancillary, a decent, a Jamison Crowder. Bingo, you might have some action. Right? Who you selling, man?
To be honest, I'm selling Odell. I don't think Odell ever have. This is his highest week he's ever gonna have, 35 Absolutely. Or whatever points. They are running football team. Baker is not good. And unless they constantly giving him, trick plays or reverses and all that type of such things, I'm not high on him for the rest of the year. And they play the worst defense probably ever. Against for the Cowboys. So I'm not high on Odell. I think this is the best game he's gonna have this season.
That's a fact.
Last week.
I think that's a really good pick, Rad, because I think you could actually get something for Odell. My pick, you ain't getting nothing for. You might as well go ahead and release something. That's Kenyon Drake. I don't know what's going on right there with Kenyon Drake.
Yeah,
man. After this game against the Jets, you may hopefully go off. You may be able to sell him high.
For parts.
Kyler Murray, I think he probably got more rushing yards right now. I don't know what's going on with Kenyon Drake. Edmonds is getting a lot of stuff. And for Kenyon Drake to go maybe late first, maybe late somewhere second round for sure in a draft is not close to being worth it.
Yeah, he is under. He's about to be right now. He's a low end 2. He probably about to be a high end flex if he don't do good this week, and then he might be. I wouldn't start him no more.
I would trade for Kenyon Drake though. I would trade for him. I'm not gonna give up nothing like
the issue with starting running backs is that it's not that many.
Would you trade Latavius Murray for Kenyon Drake?
Well, I trade.
I would have to.
Drake is starting running back.
Yeah, I'll have to.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean,
would you trade Myles Gaskin or Mike Gaskin from Miami?
Sure. He got the higher ceiling. Drake got the higher ceiling.
The
issue with Drake is he not getting no catches. He had mad catches last year. He got like 4 on a season. That's it.
Okay.
And if he's not catching passes, he's not a good running back.
Le'Veon Bell or Kenyon Drake?
Rest of the season?
Rest of the season, right now.
I gotta go Drake because the Jets are terrible to me.
Wow.
So bad.
Really?
They're so bad, bro.
I'm actively pursuing Le'Veon Bell, but
I usually go with the better offense.
Marky D is not
I just picked up Bell. Somebody dropped Bell. I just picked him up.
Oh,
he's worth a stash, but
Le'Veon Bell is worth a stash. He should start this week. He's gonna be fine.
You will start Le'Veon Bell this week.
Not on my team.
He's a low one too.
Oh my
Mills.
God,
Mills.
I'm fading him this week. You bugging?
Yeah, all right. Mills. Who you want to trade for parts? We know. We saw it.
You actually just brought the man up. I'm trading James Conner. He had 2 good solid weeks that just passed.
You crazy?
He gave you fantasy wise. He gave you 20. He's injury prone, bro. I don't think he's going to last that much longer.
Who should I trade him for?
Who should you trade him for?
Yeah,
it depends what you need. Me personally, if I'm trading to backs, I'm getting a back and a receiver. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying in theory, should I James Conner? Who can I He's a great running back. He's getting the
running back.
workload. He
But
gets the goal line carries.
How long do you think he's going to last? Is the question.
I mean, I don't know, Mills. Nick Chubb just got hurt for 6 weeks. I didn't think that was going to happen. So I mean, I don't know. But
you can't predict injuries.
Yeah, I don't know.
The issue with fading running backs in general is that not many like workhorse running backs. So it's only a certain amount you can. So if you traded him, you got to get another one back, and who's going to willing to give you another one of their starting running backs back? You know what I mean? So the issue is like you can't. What start?
Yeah, but we not
classify as a starting running back.
Everybody don't have a bags in their league. So
everybody got a bag in their league, bro.
It's a league probably in most leagues, I guess.
You
gotta have one.
Mills, who is your Mills? You have James Robinson, right?
You're not trading him for.
Would you trade James Conner for James? If I'm trading you James Conner, I want James Robinson and I want another receiver. Would you do that?
Would I do that though?
Okay, then. So what are we talking about? So I mean, I don't understand. Like, what am I gonna get? But that's neither here.
You get a solid back and a solid receiver.
You could get maybe people don't know. You can get like an Antonio Gibson and a wide receiver. That's and then like a wide receiver. Like I say, would you do an Antonio Gibson and like a Justin Jefferson for Connor?
No. All right, we can move on because I wouldn't do it personally. I'm not saying that nobody else would do it, but Jefferson may come up later. But that's neither here nor there. We're going to move on. We're about to go to our starts of the week. We're going to hit that real quickly, and then we go into our DFS portion of the show. Starts of the week. I need everybody starts of the week in every position. Quarterback, running back, receiver, tight end. I need one start of the week.
When I'll give you my DFS?
I was about to say, like, we got a whole DFS for that.
No, that's
fine.
not true. I can work without it.
It's the starts of the week in fantasy. I mean,
right.
Yeah,
right.
Y'all smart enough. Mills, start off with your running back start of the week. Who is your running back start of the week?
A running back start of the week is Jerick McKinnon.
Okay. Locked and loaded. Rad, give me one running back start of the week.
Start of the week running back, I got Mike Davis going against Atlanta.
Okay. I will give mines. I have Clyde Edwards-Helaire going into this week. I think people is down on him. He hasn't gave you the boom week. I think he's about to have some boom weeks. This may be one of them. Mike, if you can give me one running back start of the week. You have any?
I mean, I don't want to give like the obvious, like Kareem Hunt, right? I just don't want to give.
If he started a week, you can give the obvious. But some people may not know that.
Okay, well,
we
Kareem
can't.
Hunt,
Yeah,
if y'all don't know that,
well, we can't. The thing is, we can't take for granted that everybody knows what we know. That's the point of us doing this show. All right, so we going to wide receiver starts of the week. Mills, give me your wide receiver start of the week.
I got CeeDee Lamb against the Giants.
Rad, who you got?
Give me Deontay Johnson, Pittsburgh.
All right, I got Will Fuller. I think he's a great starter of the week. Mike, can I get one start of the week from you?
Man, that's tough. I don't want to give y'all my DFS stuff.
You can give anybody.
Yeah, no, I'm looking. I do have Gallup in my lineup. I think he's about due. If it doesn't happen for them this week, it's not going to happen, and you might as well go ahead and cut him.
Okay. All right.
At this point, Rat.
Quarterback start of the week. I started off. I have Kirk Cousins start of the week, locked and loaded. Mills, who you got?
Got Kyler Murray.
Bingo. Who you got, Rad?
I don't know if I want to say this because I might be wilding, but I think it's a risky play. Now I'm gonna go Daniel Jones against the Cowboys secondary. It's the worst defense in the league versus one of the worst quarterbacks. But who gonna crack? And I don't know which way to go with that. So I'm gonna say Daniel Jones. You can start him and hope for the best. And if it's not this week, he's never gonna be good this whole year. So,
Mike.
I don't hate Big Ben versus Philly because I feel like they're gonna get turnovers and stuff and a lot of short fields. Big Ben might get some cheap touchdowns.
Okay, I like that. I like that start of the week.
Yeah, I like Big Ben. All
right, good. Real quickly, tight end start of the week. Mills, who you got?
Hunter Henry. It's the Saints.
All right. Unfortunately, I have Jonnu Smith against the Buffalo Bills. I think he's gonna have a good game, but they're gonna lose. But that's neither here nor there. Rad, give me one tight end start of the week.
Let's go Eric Ebron versus Philly. Pittsburgh.
And Mike, give me one.
See, that's the issue. I got all the best tight ends on my team. I got Mark Andrews, I got Travis Kelce, I got Kittle.
Give me one.
So that's who I'm playing.
Give me one of those. Pick one of them.
I mean, I'll pick Mark Andrews against Tennessee.
All right. That was our starts of the week. Locked and loaded. If they don't for some reason hit, you can at any of these boys right here. Let them know your frustration.
4-0.
Okay, we shall see. All right, and we're moving on to our portion. Everyday Eats B, our DFS. You know what I'm saying? FanDuel.
Everybody eats B.
Yes.
Every day.
I don't think I said every day. I said DFS every day. But anyways, let me play this drop for y'all real quickly. You know what I'm saying? So we can get this show rolling.
Wait right here, man. Hey, yo, B.
What's up, D?
This nigga Wedge one of your workers, man?
Word. So what's up, Dick?
Oh, they saying he's trying to set you up, B.
Come on, man.
Man, come find me. Hey, yo, bring this bitch-ass nigga over here, B. I know this nigga trying to send me up. What's up, man? You feeding this motherfucker, too, man.
Hey, yo. So what's going on, man? I'm hearing things, man. Put
Look,
your hands down, man.
Put your fucking hands down, man.
Everything ain't all right, man? I ain't eating. You ain't eating? What you mean you ain't eating? You ain't making this paper, man? Everybody eats, B.
I get it. I get it.
All right, man. This is the DFS portion. This the original everybody eats B. They try to win you some money earlier with the picks and the bets, but this is the real place you're gonna win some money. When you trying to win $1 million, me and Mike trying to win $1 million. Now I'm gonna start it off. Two out of 3 weeks. 3 out of 4 weeks we've been in the money. We're gonna be in the money this week as well. So I'm gonna start off with my starting quarterback. My starting quarterback this week is Teddy Bridgewater against Atlanta. They allowed the most fantasy points to starting quarterbacks this year. Everybody eats. I think when Mike was brought up the name Everybody Eats, he was talking about Atlanta defense. Maybe or maybe not, but everybody eats against Atlanta. So Teddy Bridgewater, I'm saying 3 touchdowns over 250 yards. I think it's a good play this week. Teddy Bridgewater.
It's gonna be one of those shows again, Rad. Are you serious? I literally was going to say the name of this originated because the Atlanta Falcons defense. So I went Teddy Bridgewater for my quarterback. And but I think that's good, right? I think that's good. We're on the same page. Atlanta, the team averaged like 40 points. Quarterbacks averaged 350 yards. Dak ran for 3 touchdowns. Teddy is not as good as Russell, Dak, those quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers that could run and throw. But he's in that cloth, right? He's in that cloth. He can run, he can throw. So I'm expecting him to run for a touchdown and probably throw 2 or 3. And like with Teddy, his floor is low. So he's not gonna go out there, throw all these turnovers. You're gonna at least get this. And so you hoping for the Teddy just spark and get you something. So I went Teddy as well.
Yeah, I think it's a shootout. On one of those. They both defenses are both terrible.
Yep.
So you could play your Panthers, play your Falcons. Moving on, my RB1 this week. I'm going Zeke. I think Zeke is due. I know his fantasy been better than his real life. Real life, he haven't even went over 100 yards yet. I think this is the week he go over 100 yards. I think Dallas tries to run the ball, be more conservative. I think he get 20, 25 plus carries. I think Zeke have his day. He have over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. I want Zeke.
I like that. I hope so. I got him on my fantasy team. But contrary to what Mills said, I'm going James Conner. I really like what Pittsburgh is doing right now. Big Ben is a lot better than I thought he was going to be. His wide receivers are playing well. It's unfortunate that last week got canceled. But James Conner is balling, man. He went over 100 the last 2 weeks. And I said short fields for Pittsburgh this week. Everybody is hurt for Philly. Carson Wentz can be running for his life. Probably a strip sack, fumble, start at the 30-yard line. And when that happens, you've seen David Montgomery. His only touchdown came from something like that. So when you get a situation like that, it helped the running backs get cheap touchdowns, quick, easy touchdowns. So I went James Conner.
All right. So from the first 2 picks, Sam and Mills, what y'all think? Do y'all like those picks, or y'all think it's better options out there?
Now let me ask this. This is for y'all lineups, correct?
Yep.
And you're doing FanDuel, you're doing DraftKings, Mike?
Well, we don't say those names on the show.
I'm sorry. But that's what y'all doing.
Yes.
Okay. Can I ask you this? Is this for cash games or for tournament play?
Cash games.
Okay, so what I mean, so
like it's just for Sunday.
no, I understand that, but one of the distinctions, sometimes people could understand, cash games generally are games you're playing against. It's less people, and you want to go for sure things. So with that Ezekiel Elliott pick, Rad, that's locked. I think he's a great cash pick. What I mean by tournament play is those $1 entries is, you know what I mean, 300,000 teams in there. So you're really trying to throw for darts in the wall. Y'all get my point?
Yeah.
I mean, for those, like for a cash pick, I think James Conner is good. What I will say is the Eagles they have a good defensive line. So I'm tempering my expectations for James Conner because I have him in one of my fantasy leagues. I don't know if he's going to have one of those 19, 20, or you know what I mean, those high ceiling games. I think he's going to have a great floor.
All right. So Mills, you like our picks? The first two picks, our quarterback and our RB1.
Yeah, first two picks were definitely solid. Like Preach said, that James Conner one. Like Preach said, Philly has a great front. Mike says a couple cheap touchdowns. So I mean, hopefully that does play in a part. He does get a couple cheap touchdowns. But like Rash said, I think Zeke is definitely gonna have a great game. He's definitely been a little iffy going, but he's been being consistent. But I think he's gonna have a breakout game this week.
No Dalvin Cook. I'm sorry, just a question.
No, I don't have any Dalvin Cook.
He's not going to be the best running back this week?
Maybe.
Okay. I was just asking. He's playing the worst football defensive team in history. But all right, you can move on. Right?
He playing Dallas? All right.
No, you playing the Seahawks. They just as bad.
You right. But I'm my number 2 running back. I went Antonio Gibson. This week. I think he's in the pass because of the Kyle Allen addition. Based on how Kyle Allen played last year, hence he did have Christian McCaffrey. But I think he's gonna be targeted a lot this week. And I went. He was only like 5,000, and I think he was one of the cheaper running backs that's going to get the most touches. So I went Antonio Gibson against the Rams. Even though I know the Rams, you think they would because Aaron Donald, you should stay away from that. But they actually been not too great against the run and stopping the run, passes to the running back. So I want Antonio Gibson there.
And I went James. You heard of Johnson and Johnson. Pause. I went James and James. I went James Robinson. Houston is a terrible team, terrible defense. They are the worst running defense right now. They allow 180 yards on the ground. And the last team you want to see is Doug Marrone because he is going to test you all day. I expect a lot of carries from James Robinson. I don't know if he's going to get 180 like they've been, but he might get 130 because Houston is that bad. So I went James Robinson.
All right, bet. My wide receiver 1, comeback, Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley is my wide receiver 1. I think it's going to be a lot of points. I told you earlier it's going to be a shootout. Calvin Ridley against Carolina. He had a goose egg last week. Julio was out. So we know who's going to be the number 1 targeted player on that team. He's going to have a comeback. They said in practice he's questionable, but he's been running routes crisply. He's probably going to play. More than likely, he's going to play. Julio's out. Calvin Ridley's going to have a big comeback. I think he's going to be the wide receiver 1 total in fantasy this week.
I like that. That's a good pick, right? Yeah. And I'm gonna say that Atlanta team, that offense, like they're perfect, right? They're like the perfect offense to have for fantasy. Because the defense is so bad, they have to score all the time. It's not one time Matt Ryan could just hand the ball off and we just about to coast. It's like they go 100 miles an hour every single time. So I like that. But I went Tyreek Hill. They are playing the Las Vegas Raiders, and we seen what the Bills did to them. People was running wide open all day long. I said go Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs had a day like I said he would, and I'm getting a better coach, a better offensive staff. I'm getting a better quarterback, and I'm getting a better wide receiver. So I went Tyreek Hill. And then Tyreek Hill gonna give you some rushing too.
And earlier, to your point, Sam, earlier, no, it's not gonna be any Viking because they have prime time game. It's literally just the Sunday games. It's no prime time. It's just the Sunday first.
Oh, the 1 p.m. 4:15.
Yeah, it's
okay.
There's no prime time game. So no Thursday, no Monday nights, no Sunday nights.
Okay, I got you.
So that's why it's gonna be no Vikings on either of ours. So my wide receiver 2 this week, I matched them up with my quarterback. I went Robbie Anderson. He is his number 1. Everybody thought that DJ Moore was gonna be the number 1, but Robbie Anderson is the number 1, and he's a better wide receiver than what people thought. You know, over there in the Jets, we thought he was just a deep threat, but coming to Carolina, he's looking like a total package. He got a total route tree. Teddy Bridgewater, look for him often. He's heavily targeted. And I think he's the best. He's playing like the best wide receiver, even though I think DJ Moore is probably more talented. But Teddy Bridgewater loves Robbie Anderson. I went Robbie Anderson as my wide receiver 2 this week.
Like that. That's a good pick, right? I went. My wide receiver 2 was Bobby Woods. They are playing the Washington football team. They got a good defense, but I feel like the Rams are embarrassed.
Okay.
The Rams to be embarrassed because what happened last week against the Giants. I think McVay is about to come out. He's about to draw up a lot. I think Bobby Woods is the guy over there. I think he get a lot of targets. And I think if I was McVay, I would want to put up a ton of points to make up last week, because last week was awful. Jared Goff was probably the worst quarterback of all time last week. And I think he come out. I think they want to put up 30, 35 this week. So I want Bobby Woods. I think he could get a lot of targets this week.
Okay.
All right. So Sam Mills, y'all got any gripes or any issues with the 3 picks we just had, our wide receiver and our RB2?
I'm happy that Mike said Robbie Woods. I was on the fence about him. I don't know. Sometimes Jared Goff features. The only thing is Washington, they have a good defensive line. Chase Young is back, and I'm scared that he's going to have Jared Goff running everywhere. And you know he can't run. So hopefully what I'm hoping is they'll have Robert Woods in those little end arounds just to keep the defense honest. So hopefully he can get some yards on that. My question, Rap brought him up earlier. I'm surprised. Oh, never mind. You answered my question, Rap. Yeah, that's all I got to say. You can go.
Or Justin Jefferson?
Jefferson, yeah.
Yeah, we couldn't get him. He's definitely on my radar. So my wide receiver 3 this week, I went with maybe a boom player that can boom this week. I went Deebo Samuel. Samuel against Miami. And I think he's coming back his second week back. And I think Jimmy G is playing. So I think they're gonna try to get him the ball going. And I don't know if Mostert playing, but I want Deebo Samuel this week against the Miami Dolphins.
And I do this every week, right? I pair a wide receiver with my quarterback, and you did the same thing. So I also went Robbie Anderson. I got Bobby and Robbie. I'm feeling good about my wide receivers. Like you said, Adam Gase is a terrible coach. So soon as Robbie Anderson was able to get away from him, everything is now rainbows and sunshines. So, and Atlanta is terrible. I think they score a lot of points. I think Robbie catch a couple bombs. So that's why I went Robbie Anderson.
I went tight end. I went Eric Ebron this week. Eric Ebron against Philly. They one of the worst teams against tight ends. I think it's gonna be a blowout. I think Pittsburgh gonna blow these boys out. I'm thinking 31-10 type of score. I think coming off this bye, I think they ticked off. They had to get this early bye. I think they're ready to play. I think they one of the best undefeated teams that nobody talking about because they haven't played. And I think Eric Ebron is gonna get a couple of red zone targets. He's gonna come down one. I think he's gonna get a touchdown. So I want Eric Ebron against Philly.
All right, I'm looking at my team right now because things got switched around. I explain later, but so my tight end, I went Kittle. They're playing Miami. Kittle went off last week. Kittle is the guy. I think they feed him because he was hurt for 2 weeks. He's back. He's ready to eat. Miami is a terrible defense. If Jimmy G is back, that's good. It doesn't matter if it's Nick Mullins. Shanahan is going to do whatever he needs to do to draw all these players to get open like he does every week. So I think Kittle has another big week against the Dolphins.
All right, and my flex is high ceiling, low floor. But my flex, I went Darius Slayton. I want Slayton as my flex against the Cowboys. Daniel, once I said it earlier, if Daniel Jones don't have a day, then I don't know. This is the worst secondary in the league. This is probably gonna be the number one targeted guy. You got Evan Ingram and you got Golden Tate. But as far as boom plays, Darius Slayton is a boom play type of guy. He always last year he popped here and there for random 150-yard catch games and 2 touchdowns. I'm not saying that's gonna be it, but if it is a defense to do it against, I don't know if it's gonna be a shootout because I don't know. This is one of those iffy. I don't know who's gonna be better. Is the Dallas defense gonna be better and Daniel Jones gonna be worse, or is Daniel Jones gonna be better and Dallas defense gonna be who they are? So we'll see. But I want Darius Slayton for as far as the boom factor here as my flex.
And we talked about this player earlier because if it doesn't happen this week, it's not going to happen for this young man. And I want Kenyon Drake against the Jets. I mean, the Jets is the worst team probably maybe of all time at this point. That's how bad they look. Did y'all see the safety, that last play with Melvin Gordon? Like the safety did his best Sam impersonation, trying to look like he's trying to tackle, but really not trying to tackle, just trying to get to the locker room.
That's crazy.
Because that was some of the worst. That was embarrassing. That safety shouldn't be in the league no more for that tackle. And I think the Cardinals score a lot. I think they run the ball a lot because they just trying to get out of there, trying to waste time. It's gonna be a blowout. Flacco was playing. Flacco wasn't even good when he was good. And now he twice removed out of the league and however old he is. So I think it's a blowout. I think Drake get a lot of touches. And I think today, this game is the game for him to go off. If he doesn't go off this game, then I can't play him going further anymore. So this is the do or die for him.
All right. And my defense is, I said it earlier, I think it's going to be a blowout. It's Pittsburgh. I think they're going to get to wins early, often. I think Dupree and Watt is going to have 6 sacks.
Yeah.
I think Wentz going to throw a couple picks. I think it's going to be a blowout. I think Philly's going to look really bad. They don't have no wide receivers. They got Greg Ward Jr. is the best receiver. They're going to lock him up. So, yeah, I got a blowout. I got Pittsburgh. They might even score this. They might even score this game. I got Pittsburgh D.
It's funny, Rad, because my defense was the Patriots defense. I know Gilmore wasn't playing that first, Gilmore probably isn't playing. It doesn't matter. It was ripping. He tried to throw an interception every single time he threw the ball last week. The Jets couldn't catch it. And the New England Belichick is the worst person. You can't go from Adam Gase to Bill Belichick. That's the opposite ends of the spectrum. So for Rippin to have been able to play them, I wanted the Patriots all day. But since that game is moved, that's why I was just flustered. Because I looked down, I didn't have a defense because they said the game got moved to Monday, so it doesn't count anymore. It doesn't count. Yep. So when I'm looking through, the very first defense that I picked was Pittsburgh, because I talked about short fields all day. Because I think they're gonna get after Wentz, strip sacks, interceptions. I think Wentz has no targets. Everybody's pretty much hurt. So I think it's going to be a long day for Wentz, which is not good because I do have him in my fantasy league. So I may have to sit him. But it's going to be a long day for him. I think Pittsburgh is all over him. And I think that defense is going to score some points for us. Like kind of like the Colts did when against the Jets like 2 weeks ago. So that's what I'm hoping for Pittsburgh.
All right. So what y'all boys think? The last couple picks, what y'all think of our team?
I don't personally. What you got, Mills? Yeah.
I think both teams are real solid, and like the title is everybody eats beat. I'm trying to eat too, man. So put me in the game, coach.
Oh, you gotta go ahead and put a team in.
I don't personally like the Deebo Samuel's pick. I would probably go with Brandon Ayuk. Deebo Samuel's only ran 16 routes last week. I think they're bringing him in slowly. So, and Brandon Ayuk is really just another Deebo Samuel. They get him in a lot of different actions. I think he's going to have a real big game this coming week. And, it was interesting how y'all constructed y'all team, because I think y'all went big on running back, meaning y'all spent up on it. And I think this week, for me personally, when I looked at it, this was a week where the next tier of running backs, it was some value there, in my opinion. Like I put in a lineup and I was able to get it Antonio Gibson and a Mike Davis, right? I think that's solid. You know what I mean? And you compare that with a Teddy Bridge, have Robbie Anderson. You know what I'm saying? And some
you'll go their whole offense.
I'm stacking that whole. Well, Mike just said that Atlanta is the worst defensive team in the league. They're allowing 40 points. I mean, like, why not? Right. Generally on these things, the stack comes out to win. I of course I'm gonna stack that game. I think Mike Davis is gonna have a great game. Robbie Anderson gonna have a great game. Teddy Bridgewater. But that's just me. And nobody
gonna lose though.
Nobody mentioned D Hop. Y'all through with D Hop?
No, I did just I felt.
I mean, saying we have a budget, bro. We can't just get like all like the best.
Well,
best players.
what I'm saying is, what I mean by this, I did this right. So
I agree.
I'm saying Teddy Bridgewater, Antonio Gibson, Mike Davis, Robbie Anderson, DJ Chark, Robbie Woods, Kittle, Hopkins, Steelers D. Bingo.
What's that?
Yeah.
FanDuel?
That's what you did, right? Yes.
I didn't do.
No, I did that. So
Oh,
I
so that's
would
what
say
you
this
did.
preach.
So I got less money. I got 50.
No, I got
I don't know why you think I spent money on running backs because I didn't.
I was saying I was speaking specifically.
Oh,
to him,
but say
Ezekiel
because
Elliott.
like yeah, Connor Robertson and King and Drake are like
No, they was mid tier.
some of-
That was where the value was
mid-tier.
at. Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
speaking specifically to Ezekiel Elliott.
All right.
I just think he gonna have a. I think he's just due. I just went straight Z because I thought he was due.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Mills, anybody got anything else to say? No. Oh yes, Mike.
Nah, we good. We Gucci. I already spoken to existence. I told everybody I'm gonna be a millionaire on Monday, so go ahead and tune in at 7:00. So hopefully y'all took notes.
Listen, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. We're trying some different things out with the pod, putting these pods together. So we're working out the kinks. We trying to figure out how it's gonna work, but we just trying to get some money in y'all pockets. You know what I'm saying? Get some money in y'all pockets. But what we need y'all to do is we need y'all to go on Facebook, like and share this. Please like and share this. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We think it's a sports show on YouTube. We need you to also go Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, wherever you get your podcasts. Go and follow us. We think it's a sports show. Please go on there. And also, Overdue Bills podcast is coming to you tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So be on the lookout for that. It's an Overdue Bills Facebook page. You can get it from here. We'll share it to this. So we think it's a sports show, but be on the lookout for all that. We appreciate y'all. And we'll see y'all next week.